Morning. Welcome to another weekly update. I hope you're doing well. Couple of things to tell you about this week. So this week coming up in the next few days, it's the European Collaboration Summit and also the European Cloud Summit. Two separate summits kind of happening at the same time in the same place by the same organisers. Don't worry about that. But yeah, lots and lots of sessions, lots from Microsoft as well. And actually the first blog post I want to call out today is actually all about that, because the Azure Communication Services team have put out a blog post on their blog calling out the sessions, including mine, which is very exciting. So here's the blog post, and it's talking about how Azure Communication Services is going to be at the European Cloud and Collaboration Summits. And there are 4 sessions to pay attention to if you care about Azure Communication Services. The top 2 there are by Thomas Schalak, and he's an important part of the ACS ecosystem. He's from Microsoft. He's a Microsoft person, and he's been with ACS for, well, I mean, a number of years. I remember talking to him probably 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, about some ACS stuff, and I know he was there then. So so definitely, obviously knows his stuff, but yeah, really good person to go listen to. And then I'm doing 2 sessions as well. It's really nice of Microsoft to call them out actually on their blog post, because it makes sense for them to sort of talk about how Microsoft are going to be there. Nice of them to call out MVP sessions as well. So very cool. And look, there we are. Very good. He's got Thomas's actual job title here rather than me kind of fluffing what he does. Senior Product Manager at ACS. So yeah, really cool. Actually, and to honestly, on a personal level, it'd be nice to catch up with him in person, because I think as far as I know, we've only ever caught up on video. So anyway, that is happening this week. A ton of different Microsoft-focused sessions are coming your way to Wiesbaden in Germany. If you haven't already got tickets, you might be too late to replan your week. I'm sorry about that, but never mind. Keep an eye on the social media stuff and what everyone is doing, because it's going to be brilliant. If you are going to be there, please come and say hello. There we go. If you are going to be there, please come and say hello. It'd be great to see you. And let's talk about Azure Communication Services or Microsoft 365 or Teams or bots or whatever it is you're doing. There's always something fun to talk about. Or staying with Azure Communication Services for just one more moment, because there's another blog post to tell you about. Because we've got a feature update blog post for May, talking about all the things that got released in April. And the big one I wanted to call out is the GAing of business to consumer extensibility with the call automation API. This is the ability to join the stuff that you can do with Azure Communication Services on the business side of things. So you don't need a Microsoft account. You can open it up to people outside your business. You can handle the identity and the security, joining those calls to people inside Microsoft Teams using the Microsoft Teams client. If that sounds interesting to you, there's a blog post. There's a nice diagram on this blog post. There's lots of blog posts on the Azure Communication Services docs page about it. And it's what I'm going to be talking about on Wednesday, I think, this week at the European Collaboration Summit. So this is exciting, because I know there's lots of companies that have been waiting for this stuff to become generally available. They've been trying it out, they've been playing with it to understand the capabilities, but now they can actually put it into something and go live with it and get supported. So this is very cool. The number of different ways you could do this. Yeah, you can put Teams inside other line of business applications. You could build your own front end essentially, and build it into your portals or your web apps or anything like that. So yeah, this is a good thing, it's exciting. There are some other things as well happening this month. It wasn't just all about that. There's been updates to being able to do image sharing with the kind of the meeting chat that happens with Azure Communication Services and Teams. So good interop stuff. There's something called deep noise suppression. It's currently in public preview. My guess, I don't know this, and I've only just thought about this, so I haven't had any time to do research. I feel like probably this is the same thing as Teams voice isolation. So this deep noise suppression, that's really nice to see that in a really quick timescale. This is also coming to the ACS clients. Really what it means is the developers have access to the same tools and the same features and capabilities that the Microsoft Teams client team have when they're building out their client, and that's really nice. So that's sort of my guess, is that that deep noise suppression stuff is probably analogous to the Teams voice isolation. All right. A couple of other things as well. Custom backgrounds for video calls will be very welcome, and some other bits and pieces. So that's all happened in the last month, all of which should tell you that the Azure Communication Services team are pushing forward hard with new releases, and they haven't slowed up at all. Copilot has not seemingly slowed them down, yeah, it's all good. Okay, so we've been talking for 5 minutes and we haven't mentioned Copilot, so let's remedy that now. Well, almost. So Microsoft and LinkedIn this last week, or maybe a couple of weeks ago now, but I found it last week, have released the 2024 Work Trend Index on the state of AI at work. Now, this is a good read just to understand kind of where Microsoft think the industry is at and where, the state of play of everything. And it's a great place to dig into if you need stats for things, if you need quotes, if you need case studies, if you need ideas. It's honestly, it's a good read all around because I would say it's sort of part of your professional development, if you like, to understand this stuff, especially at the moment with AI. It's moving forward so quickly. These kind of sort of wrap-up documents, these reports, are really useful actually for quickly getting on top of, what's it like across different industries, how is AI being used, what are Microsoft thinking about, and yeah, so I'm just going to call out from the blog post. I'm not going to sort of go through the whole report, but they've got a blog post talking about it, and they've called out a couple of kind of data points here. People want AI, it raises the bar, it breaks the career ceiling. Talking about the AI power user, and this is kind of a thing. A lot of people will read this and be like, "Oh, duh, it's obvious," but actually, this stuff needs to be written down and put in a document. For all those people that either don't know that or don't listen to you, or like are not that so deep in the industry that this stuff is obvious. I know for a while, like I've heard people saying, AI won't take your jobs. It's somebody using AI that will take your job. And that's kind of a little bit in this report here, the rise of the AI power user. So people who use AI extensively, and so they've reoriented their work days, they're saving time, they're being more efficient. Those are the things that are going to change the industry rather than AI taking jobs, I think. But so I haven't read this report either, to be fair, and just to be completely transparent with you, it's not like, I know I often give you lots of homework and be like, here's the thing to read. Please don't believe that I always read all of them in good time either. I know we're all busy. I've got some time, luckily, for because of the European Collaboration Cloud Summits coming up, I will have some time sitting on a plane. So this is a perfect time to make sure I've downloaded this and to read it. So lots of things in this. Lots of things on this blog post, but actually lots of things in the whole report as well. Lots of stats, lots of trends, lots of good things to look at. Finally, just one last thing to leave you with. Again, another piece of homework. If you're a bit like me, you use GitHub Copilot throughout your day to get stuff done. It is useful. You're using it inside Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. It is augmenting the way you currently work, but you're kind of thinking, I'm not sure I'm using all of the capabilities of this tool. I feel like I'm missing out, or like if I did some things differently, I need to sort of remember to invoke Copilot in different places and to use it slightly better to, just like they said in the Work Trend Index, reorientate how I work. Well, I think this might be a useful blog post. So this is it's kind of a blog post highlighting some different ways that you could use GitHub Copilot. So it's good, I think, to get another person's perspective on what they're doing, because you'll pick up different ideas. And so I think this is good. Bruno Puono, goes through kind of how he uses it as his coding GPS, he calls it, which is a nice term, I think. So lots in this blog post to go through. So yeah, if you have some time, I think that video is worth your time as well. Okay, let's stop talking, get in under 10 minutes. Hope you have a great day, whatever it is you're doing, and I'll speak to you again next time.